Content of this meeting is being sent to one or more apps. The host has started broadcasting the meeting on custom live streaming service.
Hey, welcome to Innervision FM with Johnnie J, Alan C, and Hey Joe may be able to jump in here. We're starting a half an hour early because I am going to go see my brother who's been in the hospital since October with the, I guess that kidney stuff and diabetes stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go see him tonight. So we figured like, hey, let's do a quick story because there's so much good stuff in the news.
It's insane. Want to welcome you to Innervision FM News. We cover all the music news, entertainment-related news, and sometimes we also cover current world events. We talk a little bit about political issues that we see that's going on here in the United States of America, and we also try to present this stuff through the lens of what it looks like through a blind person's view. So if you like our content, don't forget to hit that like button and do share this with your friends. There are some really valuable nuggets at times that we'll cover in the music industry, some good how-to stuff. We do try to keep people that are physically disabled or financially challenged in work. So we do try to, set them up for some good exposure. Hit us up at innervisionrecords.org and you can check out our mission statement. A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Krispy Kreme donuts back in the fundraising for us. As well as Regal Cinemas. We're going to be working on a little bit of a promo video. But most importantly, on May 25th, Johnny's going to have like a little bit of birthday celebration / fundraiser. Tell us a little bit about that restaurant.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Cordova restaurant, probably from 4 until 5:30 or so. So
is that Qdovas or Cordovas?
Cordova, I think it's Cordovas, but we'll have more information as it as it goes along. So it'll be something fun.
Definitely stay tuned. We got a bunch of stuff in the works, a bunch of concerts that are we're going to try to put together over the next few. So stay tuned for all of that. Where do you want to start for today's topics?
Okay. I'm going to see if this will work. Okay. Okay, let's see if it plays.
The Trump administration referring New York Attorney General Letitia James for possible prosecution over suspected mortgage fraud. The Ingram angle obtaining documents from the Federal Housing Finance Agency, accusing James of falsifying records to receive favorable loan terms. She is accused of listing a home in Virginia as her primary residence and listing her father as her husband on mortgage applications.
The irony is perfectly crushing. This is a person who prosecuted Trump for everything short of ripping a label off a mattress. As for James, if we applied the Letitia James standard that she created, there'd be little question here. This seems pretty straightforward.
So the snake came back to bite her.
It's interesting because she was looking at seizing Trump Tower. She was looking at doing a bunch of stuff. Welcome to the show, by the way. Hey, Joe, our resident time traveler, has joined us. So it's already morning where he's at. We're talking a little bit about Letitia James and
It's 6:30 here. Usually 7 o'clock. You guys start.
I know.
Johnny.
Yeah, I was telling Alan, see that my brother has been in the hospital since October with the strokes and kidney stuff and all that good stuff. And I guess he's feeling better and stuff like
Good.
that. So and my and I don't know. I didn't go visit him for his birthday, which was March 16th. So I figured, well, I'll visit him a month after his birthday. Oh man.
So
So
to
my
the topic at hand, Letitia James, man, she was gonna take Trump's assets.
yeah, she said I could look out the window and I could see the Trump Tower.
Oh yeah, she was salivating over that thing.
No doubt.
So
Yeah.
the interesting thing is what's going to happen with her when she is caught dead to rights. There's no way that she can pull out of this one, at least in my opinion.
And what's up with this Omar? She married her brother to get into the United States.
Yep.
This woman, she's already a United States citizen, and she marries her daddy. There's some weird stuff going on. But somebody said that's normal in the real estate
I
field.
don't understand where any of that would be normal, where you would list your father as, or your mother, let's just say in my case, let's say I wanted to list my mother as my wife. What's the purpose of that? Why?
Yeah, that's gonna be some interesting explaining, like, and of course, like when you inflate the cost of the property or whatever,
Right.
and a lot of these guys said that, hey, we do that all the time. We make the property look as good as possible. That's going to be an interesting one to explain, and I can't wait for this to get to the court and explain that, because Omar has still not explained why she married her brother to get to America. That has never gotten to a court. So, so yeah, I mean, it's like day after day, the most strangest things come out about these people, and it's almost like, do they not know that our technology is better than ever was as far as like getting this information out? Now it hasn't got out. I'm going to see my sister tonight, and she's a staunch blue Democrat, and when I tell her this stuff, it's going to blow her mind because she's not getting these feeds, and I didn't have to look hard to get it.
Yeah, that's
If you know
the
it's out
thing.
there. Yeah, if you know it's there.
Yeah, if you know where to look, the information is out there. And then obviously, because we believe a certain way, we curate a certain style and type of news, why the algorithms are tailored to feed us that type of stuff. Whereas on the other side, they're getting the algorithms that are feeding them stuff on their side. What is very fascinating to me is when I pretend and I go on to some of these websites to see what's going on. Now, I don't do any commenting. I don't troll. I don't play around like that. I just observe. And so what I will see is two completely different realities. One reality says one thing, and then another reality is absolutely opposite from the actual, what's really going on.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, you remember that song by The Who, We Won't Get Fooled Again?
Yep.
Now, back in the day, how did they find out what we're finding out today with no internet and all that kind of stuff? Were they just, do you think they just had politicians as friends, or how do you think it was
Well,
happening?
I mean, it depends on what your I suppose dispensation is like. If you're how you're able to what's the word crap, I can't think of the word
Yeah, because if you're going to say you
have,
won't get
you have
fooled
to have
again,
a head on your shoulders to know that stuff. It means you gotta have on your head on your shoulders not to be able to not to know that stuff. It's
Well,
Yeah,
one thing
I've seen government corruption, and I've seen it for what it is for a very long time.
Yeah.
Very long time. Like the Oklahoma City bombings.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. And that one,
I've woke up to most of that stuff since then. And when the 911 came around, it's like, this isn't real.
Yeah.
hmm.
And the strange thing about all of this, you guys, is the memory capacity. They've been trying to whittle down our memory capacity for a long, long time so that we just don't remember what transpired 10 years ago or 20 years ago. That we start taking things at face value. So if we see them come across our news feed, we're going to believe that thing.
Now, your Christian Brothers, the owner, that his son took the jab because his son is in soccer,
Sure.
or what's that thing? The ice hockey, right? And
Okay.
they said, well, you have to take it or you won't be able to play. So he did. Kid is like probably 20, 21. He has brain fog, and he's been trying to get rid of it. And it's almost like, what if they've been doing that to a lot of people, just in different ways? You know, with the food desert and 7-Eleven being the only places you can go get this chemically induced food or not real food. And so that's part of it too, of keeping the brain fogged up like that.
Yeah, we could do a
Discernment
whole
is the
show.
word I was looking for.
Discernment?
Discernment.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm thinking they knew.
Our powers of discernment are indeed being eroded and overridden by a Pavlovian response of, if we see something, like for instance, if you let's take a wrestling example. So if you go to a WWE match and they got a couple of mediocre fighters before the main event, they'll go ahead and they'll pipe in crowd noise into the locker room to psych the players up, or I'm sorry, the wrestlers up, to be able to at least, get out there and put on a good show.
Did you hear about Muhammad Ali? He went to China to wrestle this guy. The guy was supposed to be the best, but they wanted to make it a fake thing. Well, you do this, he does this, do this. And Muhammad said, I'm not going to fake this. And the only thing the guy could do is lay on the floor and kick his legs up. Oh man! But he said, I'm just not going to fake it. People pay good money to see a boxer box with this wrestler. You're a famous boxer, and I'm just not going to do that.
Right.
But they wanted to set it up like that. Hey,
Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah,
Mike
the Tyson fight, that's a good example right there.
Now let's see. So you've been hearing like these protesters, fake paid protesters, going to the Republicans' town hall, and let's check this out.
All right.
Tell me if you're not hearing it. If you don't hear it, here it is. You hear it?
Really?
You can head out. The protest is outside. Thank you very much. Protest is outside. Well, welcome everyone.
Sounded like a rowdy meeting.
All right.
Democrats have been rioting. They are the party of violence. They are the party that... Go.
Oh yeah, you can hear the tasers there.
If you want to sit and listen, you're welcome to listen. Everyone across the aisle. Everyone in that.
Think they're gonna get another one.
Tase it.
Oh man.
Yeah, Johnny, I saw pieces of that. And Johnny's like, "Oh gosh," when they were tasing him, I says, "What? Oh yeah, by golly."
Oh man. So some of these other guys, I don't know why they didn't take her model because she said, I'm not playing. You come in here and disrupt, I got something for you.
Well, it's cool that there's an area where folks could peaceably protest, and still exercise their First Amendment. I think the big thing is this is a town hall designed to kind of,
Have a
make some information.
dialogue, not a
Yeah.
monologue.
Yeah, a dialogue between everybody, and try to get some stuff squared away. So it was interesting. Wow.
Oh man. So, and then before we went, the Salvador guy, I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if I put that in there, but anyway, the Salvador guy, I guess his girlfriend or wife or common law wife, whatever, she had put a restraining order on this guy. But all you can hear on Legacy newspaper is that he was this fine, upstanding husband, and the wife wants him back. And then I guess she didn't think that was going to get out. So then she put up a GoFundMe where she's made 62,000. Which let's see. So that he got deported around March the 1st. That's pretty good pay for like a month and a half of so. But hey Joe, do you think this is what I thought? Me and Alan was talking about that. I thought I'm thinking that the Democrats, somebody in that party, came to her and say, "Hey, if you paint it this way, we'll help you get this GoFundMe up, and we'll get you paid if you
Sure.
just do our narration."
Well, I mean, that stuff happens all the time.
Well, I look at it like this. 2019 restraining order came about against Borrego Garcia, and so that the mother and the 5-year-old daughter could be safe from his criminal activity, all the stuff that he was doing. But then
Is she
suddenly,
a legal alien?
no, I think she's a citizen.
Okay.
I am
Yeah.
not absolutely sure. I want to do some research on that to see what the lady's status is. But the bottom line is, if she put a restraining order on him, then all of a sudden he's a fine, upstanding father, but yet he was never even supposed to be here in the first place. But they're wanting for him to come back and, just be okay and everything. They're complaining about a administrative error. Well, I found out what that administrative error was. He just didn't get a trial that basically said, okay, yeah, we found that you're
With the MS-13?
Yeah, MS-13 gang member. We found that this is true, and so we've got to have this deportation hearing. He was
He's
not
an illegal alien. He didn't have any rights.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And people do not understand that if you are not a citizen of the United States, you are not afforded the rights of a citizen of the United States.
Democrats, if they want to give everybody the rights, voting and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also that senator who said he's going to fly down there and meet with them, see the president,
His
meet with them.
constituents. That's his constituent. It's like, wait a minute, he's a El Salvador citizen.
Yeah.
Is that your constituency?
That's right.
Yeah. And I probably won't show the video, but it was video when the president of that country says, we brought our crime rate down 75%, and why we're going to release a terrorist into our own country, let alone smother him back into America. Oh man, I love the way but it seemed like these people are just dead set of just looking stupid.
Well, they're working for him.
And yeah, and it's not that hard. And do they not know that, people are watching this stuff, and maybe there's some people that are just dead set, like, win at any cost, even if we look stupid. But it was just and then I think Stephen had to tell these reporters, they said, you guys had 72 hours to study this, and you keep asking these stupid questions. And so he just had to lay it out, like what it is, illegals one-on-one. And he asked around, it's like, do you know what this means? And nobody knew. It's almost like sitting around a bunch of sixth grade, let's see, I wouldn't even give them that much respect. Maybe third graders, maybe second graders, and they're sitting there with this blank look in their face saying, please, teacher, explain this to us. And it's like, God, and it's like, so that one, I sent it to myself, but I forgot where I put it, but he ranked them good. It's like,
We try to keep you informed as we can on current events, political related stuff, as well as music related and entertainment related news. Last night I was kind of scrolling through some stuff. I ran across a video that Rachel Maddow had made talking about how, where in the heck was it? I'm trying to think where it was, but they hacked into the crosswalk system, or the audible crosswalk signals, and had Elon Musk's voice playing as opposed to the audible traffic signals. Those are most used for the blind community, and the blind are all up in arms about it. They're like, man, if hackers can get into that system and just go ahead and wreak havoc with it, how are the blind supposed to be able to cross streets, especially if they've got some hearing impairment related issues, or maybe it's a difficult intersection where 2 or 3 or 4 roads lead into this one main thoroughfare. Maybe there's a viaduct, or maybe there's a big bridge or something you got to cross over. I can dig why a lot of blind people did not see that as a joke whatsoever. But
yeah, that is wow. And then what was it? Were we talking about like the Chinese TikTok, and you said that you heard that they raised the tariffs up to 200 and
245% last night.
Oh,
And I'm hearing that China has caved to this morning, as of this morning, but then I'm also hearing some very conflicting things that Trump is wanting to do against China and this kind of thing, against that regime. We'll just have to see. There is a lot of intellectual property back and forth with China, most notably some NSA hackers being accused of going in there and messing around with what China's got going on. China didn't, of course, give any proof, but so there's that going on. And then today, right about 29 minutes before the show, I was checking out some stuff. There's a guy by the name of Benny Johnson. He's a conservative type of guy. Yeah, we were talking yesterday about some of the technologies that might be released. Some of the 0-point energy stuff, maybe, just some of the new stuff. A couple of days ago, Trump had made allusion to the fact that we've got the most powerful military in the world. So Benny Johnson was talking today on this video about we apparently have space-time manipulation. We got teleportation technology. We got all this crazy stuff. I don't know where all that's going to go. Have no idea.
Benny Johnson's a hack.
Oh
Doesn't come up with his own stories. He steals other people's stories.
yeah, just like.
But that's what he's known for.
But it is an interesting thing to see that that there are these technologies out there that are being at least discussed, looked at, stuff that we know have been around for quite some time. They're just now getting around to rolling it out. What do you folks think? Are there going to be some cool medical advancements, cool musical advancements? We're capable of so much more as a race than, just being led around by the nose, folks. We can think for ourselves.
Change the default tuning down to the, what was that, 338 rather than 440?
Yeah, you got 440 and 432. And then, yeah. So one vibration set is supposed to be more compatible with the universe, whereas another vibration set is supposed to be a little bit more chaotic. That's an interesting.
440 is chaotic, yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That was set back to what,
1938, I think. 32, like 30s anyway.
Wow, okay. Because I know we all have, everything has a vibration to it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in harmony, like sometimes I'll get into, like, I don't know, maybe like I do a lot of green juice or whatever, and I'll get into this zone where I'm feeling like I'm floating, like, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, like, man, I like this. And then I'll just pig out on some
4:55
chips
p.m.
to bring down that level. Oh, it's something like
back in the 80s and 70s, I did that stuff.
yeah.
You're older than that, Johnny.
Yeah. Oh man. But it's like, it's this ways to get to that level. And
there is one constant that's always going to be true, and that's our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He came down, he died for our sins, and he rose again. And Sunday is actually going to be Easter. So we celebrate Resurrection Sunday. We don't mess around with Easter too much. At least I don't.
What wasn't it last year they put Trans Day on Easter Day with
yeah.
They did something stupid like that.
This year it falls on 420. So
they already got like the fences are being set up over here. Because we had and I don't know if I told you that now charging you to get inside now.
What?
Yeah, so they got the fence and it said tickets, and then tickets prices went up on the 10th of April.
For what?
For the 420 on Civic Center Park.
I remember you just go in there, you didn't have to buy tickets.
Yeah, and then you would see like these mothers with the babies and the baby carriages, and I'm thinking like, I guess.
Why would you bring your children to such? I mean,
I don't know. And it's like, you don't have any family, any babysitters, but
right.
Somebody. But
I mean, you want to indulge and have a good time, fine. Just don't bring your kids, man.
Yeah. So with them setting up the tickets, well, it's just right up the street from us. So me and Letitia, we're gonna probably just go up there and just watch, and just to see. I just wanted to get a description of like, is it the same thing or is it different? And ask some of the people, what did they think about like them being charged now?
Yeah, do that. Get some footage. Shoot, yeah. I'd do it if I was down there. Shoot, I'd go down there, and of course, I'd have to get me a ticket.
Yeah. Oh man. So it is what it is, It's like living in Colorado. But I remember one year he lost money because it snowed and he canceled the whole thing. And the fences were all set up, but he lost money.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh man, that must have been painful.
Yeah, it must have been painful. Hey, with only a couple of minutes left before you got to split, I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Innervision FM for the Innervision FM news. And hopefully tomorrow we can come. Wait, Wait.
Oh, now
Next
my
week.
yeah, my sister just sent me.
Hopefully next week we can come up with some really good stuff out of this upcoming news cycle. Maybe more technology related stuff, maybe some
Oh yeah.
AI related stuff, definitely some political stuff. Stay tuned as well, because there's always music and entertainment related news.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, just today I just decided to do this and and not the other stuff. My sister just texted me. She says, "Oh, maybe it's going to be closer to 5:15." So they probably gave her a little bit extra more work. Huh. All right. So hey, that's it. That's gonna do it for the day today, and we'll see you. Catch me on the Reggie Rocco show at 9 o'clock on Friday and KLZ Radio. That's I think it's 560 on the AM dial, and
That's
it's on
right.
the it's on the FM as well, but I forgot what the FM channel is as well. So we're gonna be talking about some stuff on that channel as well, because he got a lot of he's gonna be talking about what's happening with China, because he has a friend that is in the garment industry over there, and she's been telling them this for many years, and it's just not getting it just wasn't getting through the people. But now it's like now we got their attention. So anyway, that's what's up. Have a fantastic resurrection weekend. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right.